Hi guys! Happy Thursday. Happy night before the last day of school for us. For those of you who are in our county, we have extra days of school next week after Memorial Day, which is the most ridiculous thing ever. So I wanted to just pop in here because I have gotten a lot of questions when I talk about this plan being family friendly, and you know, how I have my kids follow the plan and just how that all works exactly. So I wanted to share with you sort of like a simple dinner that is a recipe, but it's also so not complicated. And I think so many people I'm gonna get my hair out of my face so I don't play with it while I'm on video with you and making dinner. Recipes don't have to be complicated. One of my rules is one new recipe a week so that I'm not overwhelming myself. And another rule that I have is if it has more than 5 ingredients, I'm typically out. Like a new recipe, maybe I'll go for a couple more ingredients than 5, but typically like something I'm making on a regular basis has to be 5 ingredients or less. Simple in the kitchen is my game. And I think that also saves me a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of stress. So this is something that I really enjoy, and I actually got to bump up in my meal plan, and I'm eating a little bit more food now, which I'm really excited about, and it means that I get something at night that I didn't get before, which is one of these yellow containers. So yellow's my favorite. So I'm not mad about that at all. And what I'm gonna be making tonight is a chicken sausage pesto pasta. And what I get at night, my last meal of the day, is a green container, which this is kind of wilted because it was frozen and now it's compressing down because it's been out of the freezer for a while. I get a red container, I get a yellow container, and I get a spoon, which is a teaspoon. Okay, so what I'm gonna get in here, usually I would cook with oil, but I'm not gonna be cooking with oil tonight because I'm gonna be using this spoon, and this is my pesto. So I'm just putting my pesto right in my pan, and at first, I'm just making my serving of it. Because it's all cooked and it's ready to go and it's easy peasy because I meal prepped. Super important. All right, so I put my pesto in my pan, and then I'm gonna take my whole wheat spaghetti that I've already cooked up, and I'm gonna throw that in my pan. I'm moving it away because the burner apparently is way hotter than I thought it was. And I'm just gonna stir it up in here. I just cooked the pasta in bulk. It's been sitting out, so it's not super hot, but then I'm gonna throw my chicken sausage. I get that from Aldi. And I'm gonna throw my spinach. What I love to do with my spinach, and if you're in any of my groups, you know this, is I get fresh spinach because I think frozen spinach tastes like mush. I don't know why. I'm just a 5-year-old about vegetables. So I get the frozen spinach, and then the fresh spinach, and then I freeze it. I freeze the bag of spinach like this. And then once it's frozen, I crush it up so that it's super easy to add into shakes, pastas, sauces, scrambled eggs. And that way I don't feel like it's super watery like the frozen packed spinach gets. And it's also, just like I said, super easy to add into things. I put it in our spaghetti sauce. I put it in our taco meat. I put it in pretty much everything so that I don't taste it or feel it. Like I said, I'm a 5-year-old doing a little bit of sea salt. And then 2 of my favorite always add to any type of pasta dishes. I'm doing a little bit of garlic powder and then minced onion, which I will mix in, and then I'll put a little bit on top too because I like the texture of it. Just so weird because if you've ever known me for the last 35 years of my life, I'm such a texture weirdo. So there's so many things in my life that I wouldn't eat because of the texture. So that's my dinner right there. And I've got a serving of complex carbohydrates or whole grain. I have a serving of lean protein. I have a serving of vegetables, and I have a serving of a healthy fat in there. Now the kids, Clark's on his way home. He's gonna be a little bit late tonight. He's at a conference. You guys, look at that. That looks so good to me. And I'm gonna put some minced onion on top, and that's mine. So steamy, delicious, great This bowl is full. Super awesome serving size. This is the 6th time I've consumed food today, by the way. I eat so much food, it's ridiculous. So my girls actually follow this plan as well, and they don't have like a certain time of day. Like I follow something called timed nutrition. So it actually tells me, it takes the guesswork out and it says, okay, like this is what's in your first meal. You get this combination of your containers. This is what's in your second meal, this combination of containers. So I don't think at all, like the guesswork is completely gone. I love that so much. I don't have to count any macronutrients because that's actually what these colors over here represent. So for those of you who are calculating and tracking your macros and it's driving you crazy, I hear you, girl. This is my macros. I'm calculating my macros right now. Thank you, creator of this program, for doing it for me. So I get to calculate my macros with rainbow squares, which I'm totally cool with. So I'm putting some pesto in the pan for the girls, and I did two teaspoons, right? Because they are, there's 2 of them, and I'm making 2 servings. And I'm gonna be a little bit more generous with their pasta, and the reason being, I get 3 servings of carbohydrates a day, like complex carbohydrates, which would be like your quinoa, your brown rice, your sweet potato, your whole grain bread, your whole grain pasta, your whole wheats, that kind of stuff. So we really try to omit the sugary stuff, the white carbs, things that are processed, stuff that basically just turns into sugar in your body and is crap. But the girls, because they're growing and they just expend so much more energy by living their life because they're growing and we're nourishing their growing bodies. Sadie actually gets 5.5 servings of carbs a day. And I'm like, dude, like everybody and their mom is jealous of you because I can't imagine what like a 16-year-old athletic boy would get. I haven't looked at that chart because it doesn't really matter to me right now, and I don't actually have
outside since it's really nice.
Yeah, when I'm done with your food, totally eat outside.
I know.
I'm talking to my friends. You want to say hi?
Hi. Well, I know a little secret bench.
Okay, great. So what I did was one of these of grilled chicken and one of these of the chicken sausage. So they have a little mix of both because they both get the same amount of proteins as I do. So we're getting like pasta heavy, some pesto in here, 1 serving each-ish of a lean protein, and then I'm gonna go ahead, you can never go overboard on vegetables. Like, well, you probably could, that's not true. When you're thinking of starchier things like pumpkin or butternut squash or something, but nobody ever died from eating too much spinach. So they're gonna have that much spinach in their dinner. And they actually ask for spinach now because we've started following this plan. They'll ask for spinach or kale in different foods, like if I make them a shake for like an afternoon snack treat, or they have their eggs in the morning. They want to track their containers and they want to earn their points. So they get points for how, like when they hit their veggie count for the day, or when they're, you know, getting new foods on their list or whatever. So now they're like, Mom, what are we having today that you can throw some spinach in for us? So they do not complain about this. Spinach does not change the flavor or the texture of pretty much anything when it's cooked down or blended in. I will tell you, once again, I'm a 5-year-old about food. I don't like raw spinach. I think it tastes, I think it feels like rubber. So while my husband loves a spinach salad, I cannot even with that. Give me all of the kale and the chopped romaine and the watercress and the bok choy. Like, I gotta have the crunchy stuff. And I do not put minced onion in theirs because they don't love minced onion. So this is the girls' dinner for the night. I'm just gonna have this into some, see, look, like you guys saw how much spinach I put in there, and look now. It's like barely, it looks like barely any, but y'all know I just threw like 1.5 cups to 2 cups of spinach on the top of this. So if you're not utilizing spinach to get some veggie nutrients into your kids, you're missing out. And if you're bad at vegetables, you need to get some veggies into your food. You guys, kale is really great. Arugula is a little bit bitter. And so I wouldn't recommend adding that to things if you're trying to hide flavor or texture. It's a little tougher and a little bit more bitter. And if you're gonna use kale, use baby kale, because adult kale is a little tougher and harder to blend in. So they are also going to get a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese on top. I have already had my cheese serving for the day, and so have they. But we are not perfect over here, and it's a pasta dish, and it deserves to be garnished with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. It doesn't hurt my feelings not to have it, because I would so much rather have a garnish of minced onion. So hopefully this is helpful and it answers some of the questions that you guys might have about how I make recipes or how I make this work for my family. Because I meal prep, this is so much easier and so much quicker, you guys. I don't even know how long this video has been, but clearly it does not take me long because the meat was cooked, the pasta was cooked. I don't have to do anything with the spinach, and the pesto was from the refrigerator or from the pasta section at Aldi. So super simple, super easy, super quick, super healthy. Great way to get some veggies in your meal for your kids. If they don't like pesto, put some tomato sauce on it, and like when you heat your tomato sauce, go ahead and put some spinach in it. You shouldn't lie to your kids about veggies because they should know that they're eating. I don't know, Amanda, because I'm a 5-year-old, and you should probably be also throwing some spinach into the scrambled eggs that your husband made for you this morning. Oh wait, he didn't. He made you fried eggs. Hubby up, by the way. Great job. But you could put them on a bed of spinach, and when the juicy, runny, amazing yolk comes out, it makes the spinach taste like heaven. So it's totally fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Add some veggies, feed your kids awesome stuff, eat awesome stuff yourself. If you need help with this, I'm really excited. I just actually got asked to be a contributor as a nutrition tip giver on an online magazine. So I'm doing something right, you guys. And if you want to do something right with me, I'd love, love, love to help you, because this is so much fun for me. It's like the most fun puzzle ever. Putting food together, putting meal plans together, getting your kids excited about food. So it's my favorite. And now I'm really hungry. So we're going to go eat apparently outside. Hope you guys are having a great night. Talk to you later.